But if you close your eyes. Guys, what's going on? It's Riley from PectusPT.com. In today's video, I host my first podcast, an interview with Alex Vivanco, who's another influencer when it comes to Pectus. He talks specifically about mindset in some of his videos on his Pectus Nation YouTube channel, and he actually runs a Facebook group for Pectus as well. And he's just out there spreading a really good message about Pectus. So I wanted to talk to him, hear his story, hear his journey. And so that's what we do. We have about a 30-minute Skype call together, and we talk everything Pectus. So it'll be really interesting for you if you guys have Pectus. So sit back, relax, and watch the video call. Welcome, Alex.
Yo.
How you going?
Pretty well. Happy to be on the Riley Byrne Pectus PT show.
Yeah, man. Yeah, this will be on the Pectus PT YouTube channel for all the Pectus subscribers out there. So, so all you guys know, I've already introduced you to the video, Alex, but what I want you to do for everyone is firstly just tell me a little bit about yourself, your story. Alex has Pectus, guys, and just I want to hear your background.
All right, so really quickly, did you see that? All right, so really quickly, I was driving one day from Florida to New Jersey. 2 months after I got laid off, I knew I didn't want to go back to work for someone else. I wanted to be on my own. And I remember this saying in a book that went, on the other side of your largest fear is your largest growth. So I said, okay, since I'm in a position where I need to grow as a person, why don't I start facing fear? I thought, all right, I'm going to start facing my biggest fear since I need to grow fast. And once I realized what my biggest fear was, I said, oh, no way. Can't do it. No way. And it was...
What's your biggest fear?
It was this secret, man. It was this secret that I had my whole life that I would never show. And it was... But I realized that this secret was what was keeping me back, and that if I could face it,
so
then I could be...
Pectus is the secret.
Be more of myself. Yeah, and it was my Pectus Excavatum, man. Dude, I never thought in a million years I would do it, man. I never thought. I always said, well, actually, here's the crazy part. Months before, I started thinking to myself, it's like, one day I'm going to have to just tell the world I have Pectus Excavatum. I can't run from this forever because I have 2 little girls. And, eventually, man, I never shared this part of the story, but my thought process was, I'm not going to be a dad that doesn't go and enjoy summers or go swimming because I'm afraid to take my shirt off, especially with having 2 little kids. No way, man. I got to go enjoy summers with my kids. So eventually I'm going to face it. Then this day came, and I said, all right, fuck it. This is it. I have to grow as a person. I'm going to do it. I got to do it big. The next day was my high school reunion.
I love this.
At the end of my reunion, I gave the phone to my wife. She hit record. I got in front of everybody, and I just said, guys, this is it. I've been hiding from this my whole life. I've been afraid to share with you. I've been afraid to show you, and it's been keeping me back. I just took my shirt off, and I just told everyone I'm not going to hide from it anymore. And I gave a little toast, and that was that. Pectus Nation started after that on YouTube. And, bro, it was like it was so freeing to do that. And actually standing there on stage doing it, it was so surreal that when I was taking my shirt off, it was as if I was watching myself, because it was just too crazy to believe that I was doing that. I was watching myself from a different angle, saying, holy shit, is this really happening? And then it was just from there, man, I was born, bro. Born for the first time, man, with Pectus Excavatum and just enjoying it.
Wow, man, that's inspiring. Do you have that? You know how you said your wife recorded it. Do you have that recording?
Yeah, I do.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Can I play that at the end of this video for the viewers who might be interested? Awesome. I'll get you to send that through to me because I want to see it. I know your story. Like I'm familiar with your posts, and I love the content you're putting out there with Pectus, and so I knew about that story of your reunion, and I think it's really inspiring, man. And I think it's really cool. How did people react when you took off your shirt?
Dude, it's crazy because I received genuine love after facing that fear. Yeah. And it's like it's like the saying goes, when you give all of you to the world will give you all of it in return. And it's like I gave like a real part of me, an authentic part of me. And then when I did so, man, bro, I started, because I had a little DJ business at the time. And when I did that, bro, I got like 2-3 customers, clients for DJ parties. And like people just showed me mad love. It was just like, it was a different type of love. It was a different type of connection, man. When you show people, you know, a real part of you.
That's awesome, man. I can imagine. Like, I feel like something that we have in our heads is people are judging us so much, when sure, some people are judgmental and this world can be quite judgmental, but most people are caught up in their own issues and their own things to even notice it. Like, I know when I was younger and I used to go to the pool or go anywhere where I'd have to take off my shirt the whole time, like everyone's looking at me, everyone. Like, but in reality, you probably get one or two, like you have the occasional mate who points in your hole and says, "What's that?" And you're like, "Ugh," but like it's not and like they say that, they point in it and they say like, "What's this thing, bro?" And then that's it. Like, they don't think negatively. They don't think anything other than, "Oh, he's got a little thing in his chest." Like, and so I feel like that's a important reality for everyone out there to make, like a important like mindset is like, at the end of the day, everyone's just consumed in their own shit, and it's not that big of a thing. And as soon as you start to realize that this is who you are, this is the way you are, you accept it, you move on, and then you do your best to become better and improve it, then that's when you start to be free. So yeah, that's what I think anyway.
Yeah, man. I think it's as people get older, they don't notice it as much. Like you said, they have their own issues and stuff.
Yeah.
But like the worst are the little kids, man.
Yeah.
The worst are the kids that, you know, they just start staring at you and you just can't control themselves when they point at you.
Fully, man. I remember my mates literally when I was like 12 years old. But those kids don't know anything. They don't know that you're self-conscious of it. All they know is this looks a little different. Like, they're not thinking badly of you for it. Like, I remember when I was 12, my mates genuinely used to touch it and be like, "Dude, you get like a shovel in there or something?" I'm like, man, like, I remember all the little tricks I used to do where I used to go like this. I used to walk around the swimming carnivals like this, and like every photo I'd be like this or something, cross my arms really high. Oh, you get all the tricks in the book.
I remember one time for soccer, you know, there was like a park up the street from my house, and they would play, it was middle summer, they would play skins and t-shirts. And at the time, I fell in love with the game so much that I even attempted to bandage. I attempted to pretend I had a wound here, and I tried to create a bandage to cross my chest and cover this up. But I never went out with it. But I did do that in the bathroom. I was like, nah, this isn't gonna work.
Yeah,
Fuck
dude.
that, man.
Man, that's so funny. It's funny you bring up skins and shirts, because I have very similar memories of that, where if it was skins and shirts, I would make sure somehow I was on the shirts team. Like, my top was not going off. Like, it was not happening.
Dude, I had to switch one day with a good friend of mine because I ended up on Skins team.
Yeah, man, fully. I've done that too.
Had that boy Sebastian, like, "Yo, Sebastian, man, do me a favor. Can you come on Skins?" Bro, it was just so embarrassing, bro.
Yeah, but then but then you free yourself, like you did your thing, and like I have, and you become confident and you build up your body, and then that whole reality just goes away, and no longer now you're like, "Skins, put me in." Yeah. I don't want a shirt on. So yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Without a doubt, man. Freaking bodybuilding. I think bodybuilding makes it look sexier, man. I mean, I really fucking embrace my pectus so much.
Yeah.
And I'm not even that hardcore into bodybuilding as much as I want to be. Bro, it just, I don't know, man. It just makes it look sexier, man. It's cool, man. It's cool when you can combine the confidence in the bodybuilding, you know? It's just like, dude, it becomes a cool part of your body, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Well, it depends on the severity, but I think for mild and moderate cases in particular, if you build up your pecs, if anything, it makes your body almost better because it makes your pecs more, like, poppy. So, That's what I always
more
say.
cleavage and stuff.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Yeah.
I've noticed actually, because I remember you reached out to me a while ago in regards to the training, and I've noticed just you posting photos and just looking at your physique now, you've made gains, man. What have you done?
Thanks, man. I've just been working out consistently, man. This
Yep.
whole year, I probably worked out, as consistent as ever in my entire life, man. And just consistent work, nothing crazy, man. The basics, just going every day, 4 times a week, 4 times a week. Protein, and that's it, man. But you know what? I'm ready to take it to the next level and like go even harder, man, and really start gaining some mass, bro. Because I've been enjoying it, man. The results have been amazing, and so yeah, man, nothing crazy, just consistency. That's it. Consistency at the gym, you know.
That's something I always preach. I actually made an Instagram post about that like 2 days ago. Is consistency is the biggest key. So many people start and then they quit, and just see it through. It takes time. Like the longer you do it, the harder, the more work you put in, the better the results. So just keep going, keep grinding, and you start to get those results. 100%.
Definitely, man.
Will Smith has this amazing quote which I love. I listen to Will Smith almost every morning, and it's his dad wanted him and his brother to build this wall, and they looked at it and they're like, this is impossible. And then anyway, he said that they set out to build each brick as perfectly as a brick could be laid. That was all they were focusing on. And then soon they had a wall. And it really resonates with me that like, you just do this workout as good as you can do. You do this day as good as you can do. You eat as good as you can on that day. You don't get caught up in, I'm not where I want to be now. You just work on each day. And then soon you're like, holy fuck, I'm jacked. And you're like, wow, like this wall is built. So, yeah. So that's awesome that you're doing that. Have you been trying to build right now? Are you trying to get lean? What's been your focus?
Bro, I'm trying to explode. I'm trying to get as big as I've ever been. I've always wanted to get like my arms buffer, like bigger. But I've always had this mentality also that like I think it's a hard gainer. Is that the term there? Or I'll look good while I do arm day, but and then like 2 days later, if I don't stick with it. But I'm ready to get past that mental roadblock, man, because I believe it's all in my head, and I'm ready to put in like double the work and just like really get to that physique, that that nice build, man, and just stay there. And
awesome, man.
But yeah, man, I'm ready to take it to the next level, man.
I fully believe you can. You
know somebody that can help me do that?
I think I'm the one. We'll talk more about that, actually, for sure. I'd love to coach you through that.
Yeah, man.
What I was going to say is something that I think will relate to all Pectus people. When you're talking about being a hard gainer, I think, like, honestly, from what I've seen, about 90% of people with Pectus are that kind of build. It just generally is a huge correlation that we are hard gainers. We are quite skinny and lanky. So that's for most of you out there. And it is just in the mind, because although you have these body type, like, categories, don't just categorize yourself in that and don't think you can push through another thing. Like, people look at me now and don't think I'm an ectomorph, but if I put up a photo of me as a teenager, you'd be like, holy fuck, bro, like you are that skinny, like you are so ectomorphic. So you can jump those categories. It's not a predefining position. And I mean, if you wanted to and you wanted to eat 20 bloody burgers a day, you could jump into mesomorph category if you wanted. Like, it's totally like, there actually is no scientific, you're born, so you're this blood type and also you're this body type. Like, that doesn't exist. It's just your metabolic rate is faster, which means putting on muscle is harder because you need to eat more calories, and that's essentially it. And then also your bones may be a little smaller naturally and just your structure, but there's no like predefining. Yeah. That's my little rant on that.
Awesome, man. Awesome. That's great motivation, man. Yeah, like I'm ready to start, believing that and start thinking that. And I really want to test these.
Have you been counting your calories?
No, not really.
Okay, that's something I do like to recommend, and would recommend to all the viewers out there and yourself. If you are wanting to change your body, the one scientific principle, whether it comes to gaining or losing fat or weight, is energy balance. So you need to be in an energy surplus. You need to eat more than you burn if you want to put on mass. So if your goal is to build up those biceps, you need to ensure that you're eating more than you burn. And only way you can ensure that is by tracking your calories, because otherwise you're just guessing. You're just guessing as to whether you're in an energy surplus. And then the other thing you need to do is track your weight. I have a video that I post on my Byrne channel called How to Bulk, and it runs you through every morning you should weigh yourself, and every night you should input the calories you ate, and then you can see the direct correlation that the food you're consuming has on your weight. Now, I know that sounds like a lot of effort, but and I'm not just saying that to you because I know you're probably up for the task, you're a doer, but a lot of people out there are probably like, fuck that. But what I want to say is, if you think about it, it takes 10 seconds to weigh your food, another 10 seconds to input it into your phone that this is what you ate. Realistically, it's probably 5 minutes out of your day every day to make sure you're on track. That's all it takes, 5 minutes. And yeah, so...
Do you measure how much you burn as well?
Yes. So that's
where... So how do you...
Okay, so that's where my job as a coach comes in, one, for all my clients, but for me, I actually know what's up because there's a few different formulas, a few different equations that have been put through to calculate your basal metabolic rate. So that's how many calories you burn at best just as you are. So there's different formulas you can put in. It goes off like your height, your gender, your age, your weight, your body fat percentage are normally the things that you need to calculate that. And then, so that's your basal metabolic rate. So for me, my basal metabolic rate's probably about 2,800 calories if I was just to sit still. But then you've got your TDEE, which is your total daily energy expenditure. So that's your BMR, which is sitting still, plus your activity. So, and that will make it a little higher. I mean, it's a little more advanced than that. There's also like the thermic effect of food, which means when you eat, you actually burn calories to consume and digest that food. And then there's also NEAT, which is non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So that's things like if you like fiddle or like you just you kick your legs when you're sitting in a stair and stuff. People who are really like fidgety, they have a high NEAT. So you got your NEAT, your thermic effect of food, your actual exercise, and then your BMR, which it gives you the amount that you're eating.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Did I just go really sciencey?
Yeah. Yeah, that's really scientific there. I definitely need a coach to help me out with that.
But so yeah, to simplify it, rather than knowing that, all you need to do is if you track your weight and you track your calories, if you're gaining weight, then you can kind of approximate that what your TDEE is. If you're losing weight, then you can approximate that your TDEE is higher than what you're eating. And if you're maintaining, then you can approximate that it's level.
Gotcha. How many times should I weigh myself? Should that be like a daily thing or like a 1 week thing to get like, better results?
Every single morning, at the same time, every single morning. Because if you weigh yourself every morning at the exact same time, then you can ensure that weight. Oh, James is here. Sorry, my friend just arrived. Yeah, if you weigh yourself at the exact same time every single morning, then you can make sure that there's no variables. For example, if you eat, if you drink, then it's going to impact the weight. But if you weigh yourself at the exact same time, after you go to the toilet, when you wake up, then everything's kind of baselined and straight.
Gotcha. All right. Made sense. The toilet part made sense. After I go to the toilet.
Yeah, exactly. Boom. So when you wake up, you need to pee. And,
yep.
And hopefully you're naked, so the clothes weights aren't varying, or you're just wearing your boardies or whatever, shorts. If you weigh yourself that time, then it's all variables are accounted for, and you can see the direct impact.
Nice, man. Nice.
Awesome.
Cool, man.
All right. Anyway, so that's the exercise side of things. What I want to do is get into more the mindset side of things and talk a little bit more about that, because I feel like this is more your specialty, is mindset, and that's what you like to talk about more. And I think, to be honest, that is the most important thing. Like, I always talk about fix pectus, but like through exercise, you can improve your body heat, so it looks a lot better. But it's not going to make your chest miraculously flat. And so the biggest thing is improving your body so much that you no longer are affected by your pectus. You're free, like we talked about at the very start of this video. And then after that, then your mindset becomes clear and you're no longer, oh no, I have pectus. And that's what I define as fixing pectus, because it is fixed. It doesn't affect, like, honestly, having pectus doesn't impact me anymore. So that's what I always say in my videos when I title them fix. Like, the reason I title them fix, one, I'll be honest, is because it gets views, like people will click on it. But I then want to clarify what I mean. I don't want to misinterpret it to people. So I want to talk about the mindset, because that ultimately is how you fix it. So
Definitely.
So
without a doubt.
What are your practices with that? Like, what do? Well,
what I did first, man, like before I was free with my Pectus Excavatum, I always did push-ups. I always worked out. And there was a point when I was in high school, I was in the best shape of my life physically at that time. But for me, it was the opposite. I still didn't have the confidence to take my shirt off. That's how scared I was and self-conscious I was to take my shirt off, even though I was ripped. And I remember my friends always wanting to see me with my shirt off, like, damn, Alex, you look jacked. Let me see your abs. Let me see this and that. And there would be times where they'd even try to wrestle my shirt off. And I'd be like, nah, man, chill, get over me, chill. And so for me, the day that I took my shirt off at my high school reunion, I was nowhere near, ripped. To me, it was like, all right, I'm just going to face this. And then when I faced it, after that, like I conquered the mind part, and then I went to the gym and I worked out even harder, man. And so it's like, for me, it was the opposite, man. Like I had a great body, but I still couldn't get over that mental fear. But then I got over the mental fear without having the great body. And then I went to the gym even harder.
Yeah.
So I think, like you said, the mental is number one, man. That is number one. I think you definitely can get built and ripped, and then take your shirt off. But you're eventually going to have to come across the mental obstacle, man. And whether you're built or ripped or not, man, that mental obstacle is going to be key for truly freeing yourself with Pectus Excavatum.
That's beautiful, man. The way you put that was truly beautiful. And it's so true. It's something I've started to explore a lot more, is spirituality and mentality. And I think people neglect that, and it's crazy because it is so important, and we are limited to our mind. We are limited to our beliefs. And if you can expand your mind, if you can work on your mind and develop that side of things, like that is the powerhouse, man. Like that will untap your potential. That will untap your life. Like you will wake up pumped and shit will start falling in place. So I feel like if you're out there, guys, and you have Pectus, don't just focus on the physical side alone. Really think about the mental side and start trying to address that. Now, it's not something that is as simple to address as exercise, because with exercise and bodybuilding, like I can tell you exactly what to do, but everyone's got their own journey with their mind, and you have to figure that out. You have to go through your own paces, and so it's something just you got to work on, and you just got to, I think you have to accept yourself for who you are. You have to look in the mirror and say, this is who I am, and I love me, and think about reasons why you love yourself. Be grateful. Gratitude, like so many health nuts out there keep talking about gratitude, but truly it is grounding, and it will give you a good perspective if you're grateful. Like you're like, guys, there's so many things worse than having Pectus out there. And so have these realizations and put everything into perspective.
Without a doubt, man. I think also you should envision how you want your life to be when you take your shirt off.
Oh, yes.
Because you can envision, fuck, if I take my shirt off, people are going to point at me, they're going to laugh at me, I'm going to be embarrassed and scared and shy. That's going to come to life. Or you can envision, I'm going to take my freaking shirt off, and I'm going to smile, and I'm going to be myself, and people are going to love me for it, for being comfortable in my own skin, and they're going to see that I'm more than just this guy with a hole in his chest. I'm Alex Vivanco, and I'm cool, I'm funny, I'm smart, I'm loving, and people are going to see that. So it's like your vision of what is going to happen, of what you want to happen, or what you feel, it's going to come true. So work on your vision, what you want your life to be.
Man, that hit me so hard. So that's something I'm a huge believer on, is visualization. And honestly, man, it is so powerful. It's not even funny. So that's something I do majorly, is I visualize. And today I actually had a pretty nice moment where I realized I'm actually becoming who I visualized as a kid. So I went through this stage where I was really down about my Pectus, and this girl chose another guy over me, and she was seeing us both. And in that moment, I was like, fuck my life, right? So I was really depressed, and he was supposed to be this pro cricketer and all this shit, and I was like really like, fuck, no wonder, like, I'm just gonna go work and like standard job and have Pectus and all this shit. So that was what my mindset was at. And then I thought to myself, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna be the victim here. I'm gonna make this change, and I'm gonna make her regret this decision. She's gonna be like, so that's what I thought, right? And then I visualized. It's funny because this whole story started with your high school reunion. What I visualized was me at my high school reunion, jumping out of my Lamborghini, jacked as fuck, and walking in there, and everyone else is just like, holy fuck. So that has actually been my visualization for so long, and her to just be like, I fucked up, right? And like, it's really resonating with me now, because I was looking at myself in the mirror and I was like, fuck, dude, like, you look good, man. Like not being, well, actually I am being arrogant, because fuck yeah, I deserve it. And anyway, I was happy with how I looked, and I'm almost embodying that physique that I really visualized in that dream. And yesterday I bought an Audi A3 Sportsline Quattro Turbo. This blacked out Audi that I've been dreaming of for so long now. It's not a Lamborghini, but it's on the way. And like, I'm in that financial position now where like I'm pretty set. Like, I can do what I want. I work from home. I have my own business. I'm free. And like, I'm achieving that person that I saw walking into the reunion. And so that's really exciting for me. And it was actually only a couple of months ago where she actually said to me, I fucked up. Like, her and that guy had so much shit going on. And I'm like, yeah, you did. But
that happened? She said that?
yeah, she actually said that, man.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, your dream, it came true, man.
Yeah, so pretty cool. And that's just an example of visualization. So guys, if you're out there, like, do that. Visualize who you want to be and work hard to make it happen. Like, I actually have started this thing where I wrote down a journal entry to myself in 10 years time. It's just like a normal entry. I was like, today was a good day. Like, I did this. This is my house. This is what I did at work. This is what my friends are doing. This is what my wife did. And it was really cool to do that, because I literally just made that happen. Like, in the future, that's what's going to happen if I choose the actions now to make it happen. I believe that it's going to happen, so it will. That's what I believe.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's definitely a whole world out there with spirituality in the mind, and it's growing more and more, man. And it's true, man. Stuff works, and I mean, I think that's it's. I don't know. It's just exciting. We're living in exciting times where this knowledge is, we're able to share this knowledge, help each other, and
100%.
just share our story.
100%.
Share proof that it works. It's nothing to be taken lightly or taken as a joke, or like. Yeah. I mean, there's something there. It's energy, right? Like 100%. Our thoughts and our vision, energy.
We are just energetic beings. That's all we are. Yeah, everyone's going to be looking at this thing. These guys are nutters, but it's true, guys. Like, yeah. Anyway,
no, it is. It's all good, man. You know what? The people that think like that, more people will be like, "Yo, these guys are nutters and stuff." But that's what it takes.
The people that hear our message, man, then that's what counts. The people that take this in and take it on board and do visualize their future and take something away from this. That's all that matters. So I hope there's someone out there.
Exactly, man. It's just like we learned it from someone else, whether it was a book or a mentor or a quote, and then we explored. Yeah. Right? Somebody might be hearing about spirituality for the first time through this video, and then they dive into something else, and then they eventually become ones to teach others and others and others, and just
spiral.
You know what I mean? So
how powerful!
Pretty cool.
How powerful is that thought right now that we could be impacting someone's life with this conversation as we speak?
Definitely, man. Yeah, definitely.
I mean,
without a doubt.
If you want moments that resonate with yourself as to being grateful and that whole mentality side of things, that's one for us right now. We're making an impact as we speak right now. I can guarantee you there's some kids out there, or even some older men that are watching this and being touched. So that's awesome.
Absolutely.
Comment below if you're watching this right now and you've gotten touched. I'd like to see in the comments.
Hell yeah, man. You can impact somebody, man, no matter what age you're at, no matter what, man.
Yeah, for sure.
You can make an impact.
All right, so we probably don't want to keep this too long. I was thinking if we get a positive response, we'll have another call like this. I think it would be great we could even start like a whole mindset series where we just talk and people who just want to hear us talk about Pectus. I think that could be cool. But anyway, I'm a very creative thinker. I come up with ideas all the time. So we'll talk about that more, and we'll talk about other stuff. But what I wanted to talk about specifically now was why this call came about. So what happened was on Facebook, there's a Pectus Excavatum awareness group, and the admin of the group posted a thing saying there's people on the internet making get ripped and fix pectus through exercise scams, and they're just trying to make a quick buck and all this stuff. And then Alex messaged me saying, did you see the post? And Alex commented a nice comment saying like it's all in the mind, like I have. And anyway, and so that's what actually spurred this. So I just wanted to just say a little message out to people based on that. I feel like so many people get caught up in the headset that I'm doomed, the victim mentality, and that surgery is necessary and that exercise can't do anything. But just know what we mean by when we say fix, and just know that like it truly can. Like, I've had amazing client testimonials. You've achieved this amazing transformation, and it truly can. Everyone has different cases of pectus, but we all have a mind that's very powerful, and we all have the capacity to build muscle, correct our posture and stuff. So yeah, when there's messages being thrown around like that, I feel like it's actually almost spreading a negative kind of vibe, and I'm all about positivity over here. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think, they're pro-surgery, mostly in those groups, and I don't know. I know I responded with, of course you can fix Pectus Excavatum through exercise. It's simple. It's simple. You grab your shirt and you take it off. Do that one rep at a time. Every time you take your shirt off, you will get stronger in confidence. Right. And before you know it, the Pectus Excavatum will disappear. And plus, you'll breathe more and better than ever before. Just keep taking your shirt off, one rep at a time.
That was the best comment, man. I love that. I love that. And like, I'm not anti-surgery. I thought I'd clarify that as well. I think if one, pectus can be more than just a cosmetic condition. Like, it can actually affect your heart and lungs. And if it is at a health risk, then surgery 100%. And some people do have quite severe cases, in which case exercise will still be of benefit, but it's not to the same degree. So again, surgery can be beneficial in those cases. But I think if you're in a position where you can avoid it, I would, just based on the recovery. It's not even surgery. Like, we talk about getting your chest flat, right, and how exercise doesn't. In more instances than not, the NUS procedure doesn't. It actually reverses back a little bit, especially when they take out the bar. So even that doesn't make your chest flat. It obviously flattens it, but it's not flat. So again, like, it can be necessary and it can be worthwhile, but I would definitely investigate your mind and exercise before jumping into surgery if you can.
Yeah, without a doubt, man. Definitely try at least to live with it first. You can never, you can always get surgery down the road. Yeah. You can never get that opportunity to like embrace your body as is and create your life, man, because, obstacles and adversity is going to come no matter what. And you got to become I guess you got to like learn to embrace the obstacles and turn them into gifts.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm not against surgery if it's, affecting you physically. I'm grateful every day that, I'm able to do the things that I can do with Pectus Excavatum. But I just know for a fact, dude, that if you just face the fear, life can be beautiful with Pectus Excavatum. And I think so often people just go for the surgery. And I almost went for the surgery once when I was 17,
So did I.
So, I don't blame anybody. It's not an easy thing, man. It's not an easy thing, but that's the thing. The harder it is, if you can conquer it, the greater the reward.
Damn right, man. The more effort you put in, the better the results. So that's awesome. Yeah, I love that. All right, I reckon we'll wrap this up here, brother. I think that's a powerful message to end in. The harder the challenge, the better the reward. And we are all challenged with pectus, but I think it will make you stronger if you can overcome it. It truly will. It will teach you discipline. It will teach you to love yourself, and I think it's a blessing in disguise. So take that away, guys. Have a think. I hope you all have an amazing day. I hope you liked this episode with Alex. If you did, then comment below, because I think this could be very beneficial to have a few of these going and to get collaborations happening more, reach out to other people with Pectus and stuff. So I'd like to hear your insights into that, and thanks for jumping on, man. It was great talking to you.
Yo, thanks a lot, Riley. It was an honor, man. Keep doing your thing, man. You're changing lives, man. I'm gonna definitely check out more of your videos, get that pump going.
And I'll link to your Pectus Nations in the description as well if you want to check out the content Alex has been throwing out there as well. So awesome, man. Great talking to you.
Thanks, Riley. Later, guys.
Catch up.
Well, most importantly, the reason why I'm up here today is it's not to promote my DJ business, Championship Entertainment. But I want to come out to you guys. I feel like, why not this stage? Why not in front of such a great group of people? Throughout high school, you know, I gave the perception that I was this, you know, guy that had it all, the athlete, a good-looking guy. Clearly, I wasn't that. But to be honest with you guys, I don't mean to steal the spotlight, but I have to do this for myself and for other people. I wasn't myself. I kept a secret my whole life, and it haunted me my whole life. And this is crazy that's happening right now. And it's affected me socially, psychologically. You know, I kept people away. I stayed away from groups. And the truth is, guys, that I'm fucking tired of fighting, and I'm tired of being scared of this. You know, this thing that's haunted me my whole life. And the truth is, I was born with a deformity. It's called Pectus Excavatum. And it fucking haunted me my whole life. And you're laughing, but to me, it's a real thing. And you know, I'm tired of fighting, and I just want to show you guys